your finances under a centrally controlled entity that is more than likely going to be borderless, i.e., with the UN, trying to push this in IMF. And so this definitely plays into a lot of biblical issues that a lot of people are concerned about for the future of the idea of the mark of the beast and things like that. People love to
Right.
use and reference, and so I think these events are on that pathway. Would you say?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never seen it look more on that pathway, right? I mean, we used to talk about, well, someday we're going to have a cashless society and we'll have a chip in our hand or something like that. But we didn't hear the United Nations just openly saying we need to have everybody's bank account tied to their ID. And we didn't hear them saying we need to make sure all the cashless systems in the world work. Now they're just openly talking about it. This stuff they used to hear, well, the Bilderbergers are talking about this or the World Economic Forum is. Well, you never heard them actually talking about it. You just heard people talking about them talking about it. And you're like, well, where does that conspiracy come from? Now they have no problem putting it out there in their videos. It's, you can find World Economic Forum videos all over the place saying this. You can see the UN guy is standing right there saying this is what we need to have. We need to tag everyone's bank account. And one of the reasons for doing that is, if the next pandemic comes along, we need a ID so we can find out if, people have been vaccinated and whatnot. We want them to come into their country. Well, okay, I kind of saw that coming with Bill Gates and his plan. So, why does it need to be tagged to my bank account? Oh, well, maybe because, if you don't get vaccinated, we need to be able to throw the switch somehow. You got to wonder, right? I mean, why does it need to be tagged to my bank account? If you want to have a universal ID for identifying me crossing borders, why do you need to have that stuck to my bank account? That sounds like some serious leverage there. I mean, I can't see any other reason to do it, and then you get, well, the IMF people say, well, we need to, we want it all integrated with the central bank digital currencies. That's why we want them to work smoothly together. So
Right.
you got some crazy stuff happening. And it's just in the news. And one of the reasons I went to writing, the dailydoom.com instead of the Great Recession blog, an old antiquated name, is the news today seems to be full of weird stuff all the time. What we used to think was weird, it used to be like, well, 20 years ago I thought that was weird. Now it's starting to happen. Now it's like 2 years ago that was weird. Now it's starting to happen. And then today I got something where like, well, in the news in my column today, where one day ago it was weird and now it's mainstream news. Congress is passing a bill to stop the funding of reverse engineering of UFOs that's currently happening and to make it a crime, put people in prison if they are funding for reverse engineering of UFOs, and to give amnesty to anybody who comes forward with the information. If you withhold the information, you'll be guilty of a crime. But if you come forward in X amount of time, then you'll be given amnesty if you report the reverse engineering that is happening. This is a bill in